What if I told you the reason you're guaranteed a lawyer, whether you can afford one or not, is because of one handwritten letter from a Florida prison? In 1963, the Supreme Court ruled in Gideon v. Wainwright that every person accused of a crime has the right to an attorney, even if they can't pay for one. That decision didn't just change one man's life, it transformed the entire U.S. legal system. Let's break it down in under 3 minutes. It all started with Clarence Earl Gideon, a man with an 8th grade education and a long history of petty crimes. He was arrested in Panama City, Florida, accused of breaking into a pool hall and stealing money and beer. When his case went to trial, Gideon asked the court to appoint him a lawyer because he couldn't afford one. But Florida law at the time only provided attorneys for defendants in capital cases, those facing the death penalty. So Gideon was forced to defend himself. And he lost. He was convicted and sent to prison. But from his prison cell, Gideon didn't give up. He picked up a pencil and wrote a petition to the U.S. Supreme Court by hand, arguing that his Sixth Amendment rights had been violated, and the court agreed to hear his case. In a unanimous decision, the Supreme Court ruled that the right to counsel is a fundamental right, protected by the Constitution and applicable to the states through the 14th Amendment. They said, if the government is going to put someone on trial and risk taking away their freedom, that person must have access to a lawyer, even if the state has to provide one. That ruling overturned Gideon's conviction and led to a retrial, this time with a court-appointed attorney. With proper legal representation, Gideon was found not guilty. More importantly, the ruling forced every state to start providing public defenders to people who couldn't afford a lawyer. It ensured that the justice system wouldn't just favor the rich and educated, but would offer basic fairness to everyone. Gideon v. Wainwright didn't just expand the Sixth Amendment, it reminded America that justice isn't justice if only some people can afford it. So the next time you hear, you have the right to an attorney, remember Clarence Gideon, the man who stood up for that right with nothing but a pencil and the Constitution. What do you think? Is the right to counsel truly equal in practice today? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this episode of History on Trial, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more legal history made simple.